I was in space. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Okay. How was it?
What was it
a
like?
sense of humor. Yeah, what was it like? Tell us. Where did you go? How many light years?
I usually just go to Sirius.
Okay.
My favorite place is Orion.
What color is it? That place purple.
It's colorless.
Cool. That's dope.
Oh yeah.
There's no need for color where I go.
You are now in the zone with Taste Test Live, hosted by Daniel Marr, Lou Francois, and MJ Baker. Have a taste.
I'm excited.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Testing 1 2 1 2 1. Hey,
Oh yeah.
what's jazzing?
What's good?
What's the hat?
Yes, it's time for Taste Test Live. I'm Damian Lamar, producer and host of Taste Test on WJCT 89.9 FM, Northeast Florida's NPR station. The radio show Taste Test is a 1-hour, twice-weekly music program that airs on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. And we are back one more time in Studio One for some exclusive interviews, music news, laughs. And joining me yet again
Yes.
are my two co-hosts, Mr. Blue Francois,
You?
aka Mr. Extraordinaire.
Yeah, I like that. Just exquisite.
Oh, my
extraordinary. We can
gosh.
hear her.
Yeah, she should be Miss, and this is the lovely MJ Baker.
Hello.
So I'm Mr. Exquisite, you are Mr.
Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire, and you are Miss.
You want to come back to it?
I'm gonna come back to it.
We're going to come back to it.
You're supposed to, this is like a word you're supposed to already wear. You're supposed to already have it like a shirt. Like you just go, your favorite shirt, you open up that.
Miss Pheromone. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
That's it, right? Pheromone?
Pheromones.
Pheromone.
Yeah. So pheromones, for
We
those of you who
gotta
don't know,
figure it
like we
out.
talk about pheromones, and there's 2 interviews where I interviewed MJ.
I think it was 3.
Is it
No, it was 2. It was
Yeah.
only 2.
It was the pheromonious funk. The pheromonious funk queen.
I like it. She needs something more sexier, though.
Pheromonious funk.
You know, this guy told me a couple of weeks ago. He said I have a seductive strength.
And it's called pheromones.
I was like,
It's odorless.
I'm open to conversation
colorless.
anytime. I was
What'd
like,
you say?
I'm open to conversation anytime. I had never had anybody say, I was like, seductive strength. Really? Mm-hmm. Hey, boo.
For lack of a better word, pheromones. They just creep all up in your cerebral cortex, and they lay flat on the medulla oblongata. And they don't even realize what's happening, and until the eyes cross and they all fixated on, dang, she sound good.
Oh, goodness.
Dang,
my
she smell
goodness.
good. I wonder what it must be like.
James is like, no.
So before we begin, Blue, can you please take a quick moment and tell our first time listeners what Taste Test Live podcast is all about?
On Taste Test Live, you'll hear what we call music digestion sessions, where we discuss what's happening in the entertainment industry. Our weekly podcast also features exclusive artist interviews and music you probably won't hear anywhere else.
If you are interested or know someone who might want to promote an upcoming single, new album, concert, or just drop by to share your newest project, get in touch with us. You can do that by heading over to our website at tastetest.live. Head over to our contact page and complete the form to be a guest on the show.
All right. Perfect. Right now, we're going to jump to our first interview of the week. We are excited to join us in Studio One, none other than Mr. Jaimz Mallett, a.k.a. Jai.Mal.
Jai.Mal.
Yeah, so it's Jaimz Mallett. And so basically it's just J-A-I, James, and M-A-L, Mallett.
Jai.Mal.
Jai.Mal.
It's cool. Everybody's country, and they say it all kinds of ways. People say J-Mal.
You're so forgiving.
Yeah.
You really are. You really are.
He is very,
He's so chill.
He's very,
Okay.
he's the most sensitive guy.
So I'm going to read.
Caring guy.
I'm going to read his bio, and then what we're going to do, Jay, is we're going to after I read your bio, we'll invite you to participate in our segment called "Put This in Your Mouth."
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Call them.
It's not what you
I
think.
was going to say, I'm saved.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And everybody fell out.
All right. So Jai.Mal.
Yeah.
Born in the backwoods of Mississippi, Jaimz Mallett began his musical journey atop the aggravated chords of heavy and southern rock at a juvenile age. He spent most of his teens in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was classically trained in a wide range of musical disciplines. With his bluesy surroundings and the life experiences of many not his age, Jaimz vastly developed into an organic artist whose outlook on life seeped through his writings and voice. As a band member, Jaimz received vocal coaching from renowned industry vets who gladly took him under their wing simply because of his undeniably raw talent. Jaimz truly found his style. After a stint in the Army, he came out of the service with the soul of Jimmy. That's Jimi Hendrix for you guys who don't know. And the style of Lenny Kravitz and the beats of 3-6 Mafia. Jaimz Mallett, now widely known as Jai.Mal, is a point in his career where it has all come together personally, professionally, and musically. Through the guidance of his mentors, whose years of experience has helped him turn his gift into a functioning business, Jaimz Mallett now has the ability to be a solo R&B star and a world-class guitarist and rocker, and an industry beat maker with hits that won't stop. Welcome to Taste Test Live. Yeah. Woohoo! First time here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully there'll be many.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna dive into a little bit more about you, but right now it's time to.
And I wanna put this in your mouth.
Ooh,
My eyes are just shut.
That was my rendition of Whitney Houston's on our segment of Put This in Your Mouth.
I love it.
We will always put this in your mouth.
My God is Zion.
It's so great because we haven't done this segment in a couple weeks, and there's so much stuff going on. Blue, what do we have on deck this week?
First, let me real quick. hiphopdx.com said that Brandy and Monica will be performing, maybe going on a little mini tour, doing a show together, a couple concerts together called Femme It Forward, and they will be actually touring together just for like 3 or 4 cities, and so everybody was shocked. They definitely put their past behind them. I remember recently, I think maybe last year, I think Brandy did something real catty and was like, I just want to set the record straight. And she sung her song saying, I just want to let y'all know the boy is mine. And so to follow back up, I think they did something where they had brought a bunch of women together like Carrie Hilson, Anne-Marie, Ashanti. They brought them together. Even Maya's going to be performing. They brought them together for like a little, like they're going to be doing a concert, and then they paired them up for three shows. So that's going to be really cool to see. So that's going to be happening this summer. And also, Coachella was a big hit over the weekend. I mean, so much happened. And so and some of my favorite entertainers that performed was Ariana Grande. She brought out Justin Bieber, who's, he was on hiatus, and he was in town, and she asked him to come perform one of his newest songs, and he did it. And, and we had just talked about that a couple weeks ago, saying that he was done. I mean, he was taking a break. And she, asked him to come out. He did it as a favor. And so that, and then he did really good. Childish Gambino put on an awesome show. He did a very good job. Some of the video clips that I did see, he really did those little corny dance moves on most of the songs that didn't fit. But hey, I enjoyed it.
Most of the songs that didn't fit.
That didn't fit. And then, of course, LMA did her thing. Janelle Monáe, Diplo, Jaden Smith brought his dad out for a song. Anderson .Paak, and then of course Tierra Whack. A lot of people said that she floored the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And just so people know, this is like the new age hippie, Woodstock. Yeah. But the only difference is, I think they said that it was close to maybe 60,000, 70,000 people there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big deal.
And Kanye West had at least 50,000 at his Sunday service.
Who?
Kanye West, your favorite artist.
Who?
Listen, we're not going to disrespect Kanye West up in here.
I'm not disrespecting.
I'm going
At all.
to shed light on.
But you say he had a Sunday service?
Yeah, he had a Sunday service, and how can I put?
But what does that mean?
Well,
I'm confused.
on Sunday he did the Sunday service.
You about to be messy.
Let me just explain what I appreciated. I think that no matter how anybody feel about church and
Right.
religion, I think that what Kanye did was took the spectacle out of it and took the art form and is making money off of it.
Oh, the same thing they do on Sunday anyway.
There he is.
Did he pass a collection plate?
There he is.
Well, no, they paid him millions of dollars to do that show, so you don't need to. But
So all y'all that got ministries and churches,
what he
y'all better
does,
learn.
You know what?
he remixes secular music and gospel music. DMX did the prayer. There's no preaching. There's no collection. They just enjoy. Like what he does is he just in a genius way. You know he's a genius. He's a legendary musical genius.
Oh, really?
He's a titan in the music industry.
What?
Yeah. And so what he does is he creates art with gospel music.
What you say?
Let me ask you a question, and I just want you to be honest with me. Damien, do you feel like this legendary musical genius who is one of the most talented musicians on earth, do you feel like he's making a mockery of gospel music?
Well, I don't have an opinion, but I want to read something that I thought was really interesting.
What's that?
By another person that's in the industry.
About the GOAT? Kanye the GOAT?
See, you know what?
So the Insecure star, and I'm pulling this information from Ebony. I saw them. They shared this yesterday. Insecure star, writer, and supervising producer Natasha Rothwell was extremely critical, like I used to be, of Kanye, but of his Easter Sunday set. Basically, she tweeted on the 21st of April, "Yeah, no, I refuse," and in capital letters, "to support a man who proudly supports a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic president whose policies endanger the very people who subsidize his career just because he's selling redemption dressed up in church clothes." And then I'll use the acronym GTFOH for those of you guys who know what that means. So that's how, there's people that really don't like that. I don't have an opinion on the matter though.
MJ, do you give him credit for taking what? Because church is a cultural thing for
Right.
an African American community. It's not just religious anymore. It's more of a cultural thing. Like there's jokes and there's like the black woman wearing the big hats and the pastor sweating and being in the pulpit asking for money. I mean, there's so many like jokes. But for people to not give Kanye credit, like he's the GOAT.
Well, I think for me, I see it in a different light.
What light is this?
I just feel like God can use anybody. And
He's not saving souls.
No, well,
okay.
So it's a different kind of ministry. Is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that he's saving souls. I don't know that that's his. I mean, my interpretation is that I know that he is very, he's a free thinker in the sense of, I think that he wants to offer people an alternative in worship, and so without the sermon,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
No, wait.
without
I'm
the
done.
building, without the.
Oh, it's a church without walls.
I'm not even church. I just feel like he wants to offer people outside of Coachella, because
But it was at
he's been
Coachella.
doing right, but he's been doing this. I just feel like the point of what he's doing is to offer people an alternative, to just say, hey, if you want to be inspired and you want to feel good and you want to connect with God in a different way, just come and enjoy some really great music. And I mean, my thing is, hey, if God can use a donkey and a burning bush, he can use a Kanye West. So I have no like bad thoughts on it. I
don't either.
I say go for it if that's how you're being led to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. What else we got?
Yeah. Moving on. I haven't had the privilege of hearing. I only heard 2 songs, but Beyonce dropped. What?
Okay, I'm sorry. You said Beyonce. I'm sorry.
Beyonce.
You're just a hater today.
No, I'm not hating on Beyonce.
Okay.
I have amazing respect
your
for
attitude
her.
Beyonce dropped her album, which was a tribute and dedication to the HBCUs, and I read a lot of good reviews on it. I only heard her rendition.
I do have an opinion on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Beyonce's album is called Homecomings.
Right.
And she dropped her album, and it's all actually she made an announcement that it was going to be on Netflix.
Right.
And Netflix picked it up, and the album came out the same day, and just kind of like surprised everybody, like, oh my God, it's actually she dropped it, it's out, you know. And I did have a chance to see it over a period of like 2 days, and I have to say that I have more respect for her as a person. I have more respect for her as a person of color as well, because of how she used her platform to bring African American culture and history through entertainment, and it was executed flawlessly. There is one piece, and of course, like, why didn't I have this much to say about Kanye? But there was one piece where she talked about the fact that Coachella wanted her to play in 2017, but she had just got pregnant with the twins.
Oh, yeah.
So she couldn't take that job. And this was probably about 100 or so days before Coachella 2018 happened. And she said when she gave birth to her babies, she was 218 pounds. And she didn't do meat, no cheese, no dairy, no alcohol, no fish. No bread, and she said, and I'm hungry. But just watching her, the process of her trying to get her body snatched back after a cesarean, and complications with one of the baby's heart and everything, just watching all that happen, and then her coming to the stage and then allowing all of the singers and the dancers, everybody had their own individual identity on stage, and she's like, bring that charisma, bring that personality to the show. It was amazing just to watch and see. And I just that's how you do it, you know. So since then, of course, I've seen memes of people comparing, Ariana Grande got 8 million and Beyonce only got 4.
Right.
Well, Beyonce managed to pick up an additional $60 million contract with Netflix to do 2 more.
Ooh.
In addition, she also is now streaming. So her music's streaming on Netflix, and everybody's watching it all over the whole world.
Right.
And everybody's streaming this album. So the little $4 million that she got, there's no competition.
Well, I heard that too. And they said they both got the same amount over the course of both weekends. So I think they got $4 million for each weekend or whatever like that. And I guess some people now, this I feel like Ariana Grande is not the entertainer that Beyonce is.
Yeah.
I would have chopped hers in half.
Yeah, I think it was more of a negotiation thing. I think there was like, hey, because, when you perform at Coachella, like any video they get rights to all that if they pay you. So for them to let her have her own show on Netflix without Coachella having hands in it, I mean, I think she probably said, hey, give me my $4 million. Instead of 8, give me 4, and then let me have my
I got what
show
you're
on
saying.
Netflix. Because I definitely.
So maybe for her it was a power move anyway.
Yeah, I believe that Beyonce. Well, I ain't gonna say I believe. I know that Beyonce could sell out like if she was to go on tour, her ticket number would be higher than Ariana Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without question.
So,
Yeah.
and then she has a broader audience. But Ariana Grande is getting there, though. I mean,
And when she was there, she didn't have to have church service.
so petty. Anderson .Paak
Yeah.
released the album.
Amazing.
Have you heard it?
Amazing.
You know what?
I can't stop listening to it.
The album is called Ventura, and a lot of people don't notice it, but he actually dropped a very bad album called Oxnard maybe 6 months ago.
Why was it very
Yeah.
bad?
And guess who it was produced by? Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And so they both had agreed that they need to do a follow-up. So they went back to the studio, started working. They called on Brandy, Jasmine Sullivan. Pharrell even produced a track.
Andre 3000 was on it.
Andre, I you know what? I listened to it the second time. I had to really listen to the lyrics, and it blew me away. Like if you just listening to it,
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. But I had to let it register. Andre 3000 is on this song,
Right.
So when
The first track.
the very first track,
Yeah.
I heard it.
It was dope.
I heard that track again.
But
yesterday.
what blows my mind about Anderson .Paak is that he is a drummer,
yeah,
and it's like make no mistake about who is playing drums on that project.
Yeah.
And you can tell, and and you can feel it in his cadence as well when he raps.
rap, guitar. I'm not a big. I like the way I like his rapping. I'm not a big fan of it, and I appreciate it. And then also Smokey Robinson had a song on there, and it was really dope. Like I could hear mature, I could hear a trendy style out of Smokey.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I was
Very current. It
impressed with the
sounded
project.
really current, but
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was
it's called
Smokey.
Make It Better.
You knew it was Smokey.
Absolutely.
But it was definitely.
I guess my thing is how do you just say, Smokey Robinson would sound great on this track? It's like, it's just like, where do you get that, I guess it just comes organically, but it's, it's a beautiful.
He could have wanted to always have him on some of his stuff,
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. And Layla Hathaway was on it. I think that's my favorite song on the project.
It's a good, yeah.
The one with Layla Hathaway, that's my favorite project. So shouts out to Anderson .Paak. And he also was at Coachella. He performed. I only seen one video clip on YouTube, but he performed I think 2 or 3 other songs on there. And he had a chick named Sonia Elise. She's really dope.
Yeah.
She has a really nice
go back, if you will, and do some research on her.
No, I follow her on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, so you've known she's been around for a long
she's been a while.
time.
Yeah. I'm familiar with. She has a nice little dance hit. That's she's dope. She's dope. Okay. Last week, Aretha Franklin became the first female artist to receive a Pulitzer. The prestigious journalism and arts awards was recognized for her inevitable contribution to American music and culture for more than 5 decades. Franklin is one of the less than dozen musicians to receive the citation. Previous honorees include Rodgers and the Hammersteins, George Gershwin, Duke Ellington, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane, Bob Dylan, and most recently in 2010, Hank Williams. Last year, the Pulitzer Prize for music went to Kendrick Lamar for his 2017 album Damn. It was a big moment for hip-hop, and that was reported by hotnewhiphop.com.
Yeah, congratulations, Aretha. May you rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And that will be it for Put This in Your Mouth really well.
Okay. We're going to take a short break and come right back and interview our guest this week and hopefully get some exclusive music from him, none other than Mr. Jai.Mal. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Taste Test Live. I'm Damian Lamar with
Blue Francois.
MJ Baker.
and we're here with Jai.Mal. I'm excited to have you here, man. It's been long overdue. Welcome to Taste Test Live.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you could be here.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just cut right to it.
Okay.
I don't usually ask questions of people. I don't send interview questions in advance.
Okay.
You've been making music for a long time. I do know that much.
Yeah.
Outside of you growing up in Mississippi and being heavily rock influenced, what made you start here in Duval?
I wasn't supposed to be here. I moved here to get away from a situation in Memphis that was probably gonna put me in jail. So I decided to move here to go to college, go to Full Sail. Maybe I should just get a degree in music or something like that. So the class I wanted, it was an on-campus class, so that means I have to move to Orlando and get an apartment and all that kind of stuff. I got accepted into the class, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't get an apartment because my record, I have felony and all this kind of stuff on my record, so I couldn't go. So my mom lived here, so I just came and just chilled at my mom's, and that's how I'm in Jacksonville.
So we've been blessed because of that.
Yeah, it's a complete mistake.
Unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so I just had to make it work.
So we got a chance to benefit from all of your wonderful talents
Sweet.
throughout the years.
Yeah.
Been watching you perform on the local scene as a guitarist, singing with several individuals, including MJ Baker.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you do it?
Because I have no other option.
That's passion.
Yeah,
It's either this or that's it.
Oh,
that's
wow.
it. It's music or nothing else.
I
for
can't
you.
do anything else. I can't get a job. I can't get a house. I can't get a car. I can't do nothing.
Can't?
No,
Like
I can't.
just it's not, that's just they're just not options.
No, I can't.
Okay.
I couldn't go to college because I couldn't get the apartment. I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell you
Yeah.
because of my record.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. If I don't make music, I don't eat. I haven't eaten today.
Well, we can make sure you eat.
Nah, it's all right. I'm gangster. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Trying to keep my high school figure anyway.
So that I think that as an artist, because being an artist myself, a lot of that translates through the music.
Yeah.
Obviously, your personal experiences. Would you say that affects what the output, like what you actually choose to put out?
It used to. Now it's more so of a job. So if somebody asks me to write an essay on birds, I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do whatever now. So
Okay.
my own personal music, it don't really reach the light of day a lot because everything nowadays is TD bopper, and that's all they want to hear. And it's not going to make any money by putting real content out there. so.
Except on Taste Test Radio.
Oh, there we go. This is why we're here. I'm trying to practice my NPR voice anyway.
Yeah,
So.
that was my Taste Test Radio NPR voice.
So, with you saying that, because I kind of want to circle back to the whole felon thing. So,
Okay.
because we've had conversations about it, and you educated me in a lot of ways. But what you were just saying about, music nowadays, not really the content aspect of it. I kind of agree and disagree, but is that why, like, some of your, I know some of your stuff is like trap, like it kind of transitioned to more of the trap?
Yeah,
like,
so that's the immediate demographic right now to sell music to these young kids. That's what they like to hear. They don't want to hear content. They don't want to hear substance. They
Right.
want to hear. I don't know. What,
'Cause
I don't
it's
know
like-
what they listen to, but
Yeah.
that's what they want to hear. So
I mean, because
I got to make money, or I'm gonna just be a humble musician all my life and be broke. No, I got to make some
Right.
money. I'm trying to get a chick. I don't
because
care.
that's really wild to me, because I know when you first came out on the scene, your music was very thought provoking, and then the transition was kind of like, it's still, I mean, some of your stuff is still
I went all the way to the top with it, right? T-Pain's at my house. He just chills like that, and it got to a point to where they couldn't do anything with my music themselves necessarily. Like that wasn't the market that they're in. They make strip club music and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it ended up me just being a respected musician friend, or whatever. He sees me, blah blah blah. You know who I am. But that made me think, like, Jesus Christ, like, maybe it'd be a lot better to get in the door before you try to change the game.
Right.
You got to play it before you try to change the rules. So
Remember, MGZ reminded me, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I bumped into him. He was like, he saw You remember that we did something at City Hall?
Yeah,
Club?
City Hall Pool. He took me every time.
Yeah. Hey, just so everybody know, before I met MJ, J.Mal used to be my clutch person. Like, we would go do shows just to make a little quick cash.
For real.
Go get that bag.
Endo XO.
Hey,
Oh,
me
Endo
him
XO.
at 7. We had no format, no net. Just make quick $40, $50.
I just let
man.
Blue talk, and next thing you know, we got checks. So, I don't know how he does it, but
So I forever have a love for him, and I respect everything he do. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, you know. So anyway, when I talked to him, Jesus, he said he reminded me that the relationship that him and Jaimz like that they got. He was saying that he met him through me. He said because he had said, Blue, man, you got an eye for talent. You need to be an A&R. And I was just laughing. I was just joking with him. He said, you know, I met a lot of people through you. He said like J.Mal. He named some people, and I said, oh, that's right, because I remember when he saw J.Mal's play, MGZ messaged me on Facebook, and then he got somebody to get my number. He said, who was that guy who was playing the guitar? I need him. And I was like, oh, J.Mal. And I think I told him, and then ever since then, now I started seeing Win, you know, him repping Win Lab, and then, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate him just being who he is, because he didn't have to change who he is to fit into that atmosphere, because they a whole different atmosphere.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like, whole different atmosphere, and I'm glad that they saw him for who he was. But, you know, of course, his style is so broad, because when he was singing about Egyptology and not, you know, talking about, you know, scientific, you know, just everything, you know what I'm saying? And
Quantum
it was like,
physics.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I used to be like, wow.
don't nobody like quantum physics, so I had to stop talking about it.
Yeah. And so,
I think you
That's
should.
my guilty pleasure, quantum mechanics.
and so when he was
philosophy,
singing
and-
about it, very few people would catch it and be like, yo, this dude deep. But it'll be that handful to kind of inspire him to keep going. You know what I'm saying? We like in this Ariel's, R&B, jazz. They want to hear R&B, and then at 11 o'clock they want to hear rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? The culture at the time when he came out, it was just kind of like confusing for everybody. Everybody was like, because I'm up here trying to do neo soul, you know, open mics, and then we got him getting on the mic and doing like he doing covers of like Maroon 5, and people like, who is this guy? And it's kind of like, but he was always pushing the he was always pushing the pen, the envelope,
Right.
Always. And this was like,
You got to disrupt the system.
and this was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember when I first.
Dang, it has been like 10 years. Jesus
12, I'm
Christ.
sorry, yeah, about 10 or 12, yeah.
I remember when I first saw James and he was playing like, you were like doing rock and roll and stuff like that, and I was
you know, he's little Jimi Hendrix.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, but what it was encouraging to me, because I had just kind of picked up the guitar and I was like, he's a black boy singing like
Rock.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's okay to like rock. Well, and I always, as a kid, I loved it. Like I
Yeah.
loved Joan Jett, I loved Heart, I loved,
Oh, yeah.
you know, all, you
Yeah.
know, I know, you know, female rock was my thing. So, you know, seeing him get up on stage and not be afraid, and you know what I'm saying, and he did not look. He didn't look like anybody, and I mean, when I
Exactly.
say that, it
Yeah,
was like
that's a good thing.
It was like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
what is it about him? So, yeah.
So Jimi Hendrix, did you grow up listening to Jimi Hendrix
No,
at all?
no.
Really?
I didn't grow up listening to nothing. I still don't listen to music. I just got Apple Music because people keep sending me reference tracks. So
So where does your music come from?
math and science,
and
vibration
science.
and frequencies.
Break it down.
I
for
want
us.
to manipulate the world around me through vibration and frequencies. Nothing is solid in the world. Everything is vibrating very rapidly. So I feel like if I can just tune to the right frequency, I can make some real change happen out here. And I do it on very small scales a lot right now. But in the future, when I'm in the system, then I'll start changing things.
So is it kind of
It's
like
all a science experiment.
I see. Yeah.
So it's kind of like what was it, Designer, when he said he realized through studying that people really, when you use A B or something, like he was like, I guess that vibration of those two together, of the certain vowels together, it was vowels. So he was like, when you take the consonants
Oh, yeah, I
out,
remember when he said that.
yeah, and he was just like, and he was like, so that's why he repeat, like he says, so that's where Panda came from, like, and then he says it a certain way, and it became like a #1 hit because he realized that was the right frequency, and
yeah.
and it became a very popular song. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
So talk about your most recent album, which I was a fan of when you first dropped it back in 2017. Knowledge of Good and Evil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess that was my way of attempting to give babies a stake. And it was a failure to me. Because although I do feel like, people can do whatever they want, you still got to feed babies milk, or else you're just going to mess up their stomachs. And you got to gradually just build them into it before you just try to give them lobsters and stuff. I know a lot of black people do all kinds of crazy stuff, getting babies hot fries and stuff, but I don't think you're supposed to do that, But,
Right, you're right. Listen.
But zero nutrients at all.
Nothing. I don't even know what that stuff is. But, so that was just a way of me trying to... And I feel like I did succeed. And one thing, like you said, MGZ is like one of my close friends. But one thing that he always encouraged me, like T-Pain and all those, like, you got to understand that some people are just light years ahead of their time.
Right.
So that album, I think, is not for right now. It's actually for the future.
Right.
And I think that's where things are going. So that's just my way of documenting.
I kind of feel that way, too, about Lauryn Hill's MTV Unplugged.
Oh.
Of course, Miseducation sat out and was kind of strong, and then all of a sudden this Unplugged thing, and everybody's like, she's weird, she's crazy. We don't understand what she's saying, but go back and listen to it now, and you were like, oh my God, everything she was talking about in the album is actually happening right now in our society, and she was light years ahead, almost 20 years.
That's just luck of the draw. Sometimes it's like that, but it's still cool. I created that, and I have more things like that. But like I said, for right now, I'm just working on creating things that's gonna get in the door real quick
to help control that frequency.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make twerk music to get in the game, and then just start dropping knowledge on. Like, oh man, where did this come from?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you bring anything from that particular album to share with us?
Actually, I brought 2 songs from that album. There is "Don't Lie" and there is "Brighter Sundays."
All right. So, set up "Don't Lie" for us.
Set up.
Set it up.
Okay.
Talk about it a little bit.
Okay, so Don't Lie. I really have no philosophy behind it. I was just freestyling. I think somebody probably made me mad that day. And you know how people just talk behind your back? Like, bro, just don't talk behind my back. Just say it to my face.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, people got everything they got to say about me. People call me whatever. I don't really care. Things roll off my shoulder.
Yeah.
But just don't lie to my face. That's all I care.
Right.
Don't be in my face next time being like, oh, hey, James. No, I know you was talking about me. But I'm just going to still be like, hey, even though I know. I just don't say everything I know.
All right, let's hear it. Right here on Taste Test Live, here is Don't Lie.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like the way I walk around, don't lie about it. If you see me around and hide your mouth, don't lie about it. Cause I'm not going nowhere else but up. Feel these words I'm saying, nothing you can say will ever switch up my flow. All the he say and the she say, and we all get away. All the commas, next to drama, and we all just pray. That's when you come around, mean everything that you see around here. Oh, don't it feel real good? Knowing that you're never gonna change my mood. Come talk to me, don't lie to me, it ain't gotta be, Trigonometry, cause the truth is free, you just gotta be, Summertime prime, let me tell you one time, oh, you can hate on my grind, but I'm still gon' shine. Take a minute, think about it, makes no sense just to hang around. When the vibe is gone, pinch is strong, makes more sense not to hang around. So everything you say, gonna make us swear around, karma don't play, oh, so gon' lie anyway, cause karma don't play. If you don't like the way I walk around, don't lie about it. If you see me around and hide your mouth, don't lie about it. Cause I'm not going nowhere else but up. Feel these words I'm saying, nothing you can say will ever switch up my flow. The time is wrong, my mind is gone. I just need a little help trying to figure it out. But I don't know what's going on. Every time I'm not around, you be running your mouth. made this song. Now you realize where you went wrong. Take a minute, think about it. Makes no sense just to hang around. When the vibe is gone, bitch strong. Makes more sense not to hang around. So everything you say, gonna make us way around. Karma don't play, ooh, so gon' lie anyway. Cause karma don't play. If you don't like the way I walk around, don't lie about it. If you see me around, then hide your mouth, don't lie about it. Cause I'm not going nowhere else but up. Feel these words I'm saying, nothing you can say will ever switch up my flow. If you don't like the way I walk around, don't lie about it. If you see me around, then hide your mouth, don't lie about it. Cause I'm not going nowhere else but up. Feel these words I'm saying, nothing you can say will ever switch up my flow. If you don't like the way I walk around, don't lie about it. If you see me around, then hide your mouth, don't lie about it. Cause I'm not going nowhere else but up. Feel these words I'm saying, nothing you can say will ever switch up my flow. Don't lie the way I walk around, don't lie about it. Face ass.
I'm just on the outside looking in, so.
Yeah, how does that feel, being on the outside looking in?
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's cool to not know everything. Sometimes it's cool to just live in ignorance. You know, I think that's the joy of life, not knowing. Because if we knew everything, it'd be boring. We already know what's going on.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
So, I don't know. It kind of sucks standing out there. Sometimes I wish I was just in it, playing to see what the hype is about. But usually I'm just, I don't know, from a distance.
Well, there's the quote, and I
Like
can't.
you are now.
Yes. I don't know. I
Is
just
it
look at it like this.
Just this quote where the wise man knows that he knows nothing at all. You know, so there's some wisdom in that. Even when you die and you're gone, there's all this unburied potential that just goes in the ground. It's like, you know, he had this in him, this. That's why you have to live each
That's
day to the
another one of
fullest.
my biggest motivators. I never wanted to be that old guy who was like, oh man, you remember back in my day, you know, I used to do it like, nah, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I do not want to be that guy. So I just risk it all right now.
Yeah.
Instead of getting old and being like, you know, they call me Sweetfoot Willie back in my day. I could have went all the
Sweetfoot
way.
Willie.
Right.
Sweetfoot Willie, though.
I could have went to the top, but
Well, you know, and
the
I
drugs.
I think it's
I don't know.
He
it's
said,
always
but the
drugs.
drugs.
It's always the
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
It's a crack or something.
They have to blame it on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never blame it on themselves.
But like, have you guys noticed that, you know, that some of our generation, I think those of us who have kind of caught it are where our parents may have kind of settled and said, I have kids now, I have responsibilities now. And some of us are more so like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to die full. Like when I leave this earth, I want to be emptied out.
Yeah.
Everything because there's a purpose where this is a shell, right? Full of all of this greatness, and everybody needs to feel it. And I feel like I'm hearing more and more people say, I don't want to die and not have done anything, you know, or put my foot down.
Well, I think we also have the time to do it. Back then, they didn't. Like, I remember my grandma, she probably wanted to graduate high school, but she had to take care of like 12 of her brothers and sisters, you know?
Right, yeah.
So she couldn't. So now she just tells me, like, hey, keep going, just don't stop, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess because she may have wanted to, you know? Maybe it was just something as simple as graduate high school. And,
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So what's next for you? I mean, I heard you mention that you were working on a project with approximately 19 tracks, right?
Oh, no. See, all right, so that's not mine. That's a client that comes to the studio, one random client. He just needed 19 of his songs mixed. But me personally, I have about 3 albums in my phone right now. There's a live album, there's some trapness, and there's like a Knowledge of Good and Evil Part 2 kind of thing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to release it. I just keep making more.
Yeah. It's just, I think what I want to know your thoughts too, especially since you're hesitant about putting this music out. I've noticed in the last 5-10 years that the music industry has changed from people putting full albums out to putting singles out or EPs here and there.
Yeah.
That sort of, you know, if you look at the whole year, oh man, they've dropped 5 singles and 2 EPs, and that the whole thing, if you put it together, is one album.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? I mean, are you open to sharing your music that way?
I am. I'm just not going to release it without a plan.
Okay, that's wise. No, okay.
Instead of just letting it go out there into the universe and just be dust.
So you're looking at something, when you say your plan, are you looking at it from more of a marketing perspective, like really, really pushing it and doing some PR behind it?
When I put something out next, the world's going to know.
Nice.
I don't want to just put something out for Jacksonville to listen to. For what?
Well, I think the world will know now because this podcast goes everywhere, all over the world. So welcome.
Hey, mama.
That makes 2 artists that did that. I loved it.
Oh, sweet.
I love it. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite project that you like a favorite artist that you like working with? And I don't want you to alienate your other artists because I'm a big fan of the project you did with this chick named MJ Baker. MJ Baker?
That just sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah.
But that album y'all did together,
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
that's a perfect example of Light Years Away.
Yeah.
Feel Something. My bad, I almost forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you doing you like
That's
that.
an amazing album.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
How'd you feel about it when y'all was putting it together, a project?
Oh, that was fun. It was just, it's always fun to do something different than trap music. I get tired of doing it, but that's my job. But but so it's always refreshing to just get a chance to do something different,
Yeah. Wow.
I think my favorite working with James was Holiday Blues for the.
Oh yeah, that was my.
Oh yeah, I
jam.
like that,
was
too. Yeah.
that was really
I
dope.
like that.
That
Still my
was
jam.
that was a dope experience, and just watching.
She was about to cuss me out in the studio.
I was because
She thought I was wasting time, and then it took me 2 minutes to do it, and now you got
no, it took
3 hours left of unused studio time.
no. What it was, no, literally, it was like
Tell it like it is.
I said, James, did you listen to the sample I sing? Like I'm singing the song, and he's like, oh no. Sing it again for me. And I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I'm paying for this time. And he is like, and then he got it. But then, him and Jeezy for the next 45 minutes.
We gotta make that thing roll.
Yeah, it was like, but what the cool part for me was being the singer and not the composer, so to speak. So to watch that, the
chemistry.
intricacies and just see them come together, and then da da da, oh MJ, sing it like this,
And then were you happy with the outcome?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Was it better than what you originally envisioned?
Yeah. Okay. And it really was, and I think
you ain't got a lot of me.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie.
No, but no.
Reviews.
No, it was, and I feel like too. I think one thing is when you get to work with other people and you get to learn more. And one thing that experience taught me was working with him, Bishop, and Orlando, because to me they're all kind of all have this artistic brain, and it's don't worry, be happy, we got it. And I'm like, okay, it's 5 o'clock. We did it. I'm like, and they're all like, so it's after I think the biggest lesson I learned was creativity is creativity, and it is spiritual, it is wind, it is energy, and that you cannot put a time on it, meaning, you got to have order, but at the same time, leave room.
Absolutely.
And just relax,
Okay.
So.
Yeah, things happen the way they're supposed to happen when they're supposed to happen. You can't just really force life. That's like somebody trying to be in a relationship with you or just being around you all the time because they want to be in a relationship with you. Like, bro, move. I don't want to be in so no matter how long you stay around me, it's not going to work. So, you just got to let things
I'm
flow.
making faces.
I know, right? It's like
something hit a nerve?
Yes.
I understand.
Oh.
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
What is it like being a sex symbol?
Here she go, y'all. Why you got to tell the world this? Look, okay, I'm going to tell y'all the real. When we go on the road, MJ pimps me out, y'all.
I do.
Oh, now the truth is coming out.
Him and Orlando,
She
I pimp
does.
them both out. Listen, because let me tell you something. Girls love him. He gets playing.
I don't be doing nothing.
No, man, look. I'm gonna tell you why.
That's how I be playing.
He has this look on his face You have a look on your face, and you're playing guitar,
No.
Yeah.
and all they see is the look on your face and the guitar.
Listen.
It's usually older white women that's trying to risk it all.
And so
I'm not lying.
Oh my God.
not lying.
Literally.
What's her name? Pamela? Her number's still in my phone.
Oh no.
Pamela could be anybody.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen, so let me tell you something, America. This guy, it's like literally, this woman walks up to him and she's like, he's thinking he's single, he's thinking she's single, and she's like, hey, how you doing? Like a little schoolgirl. Now I know she's married because I just met her husband. Her husband just told me, and I'm like watching this conversation, and he's like, hey, what's happening? You know, da da da. And she's like, I really liked you, blah blah blah, and yeah. And then
She was going in. She would not leave me alone.
she would not leave him alone. And finally we walked away. I said, dude, she was married. He's like, I just got her number.
I don't know what was up with that.
That
was-
reminds me of when I was on a performance, and this beautiful, she was gorgeous. She was from Jamaica,
Okay.
but she lived in London, so she had an English accent, and her husband was English. She's a black Jamaican woman with an English accent who was married to a white guy. And I'm singing, and after the gig, she walks up to me. Well, actually, it was on break. And she says, I wish I had enough money to give everyone in the band, but I don't have enough to give them, so this is for you. And she puts it in my hand. Of course, I'm not going to be rude. And I just put it in my pocket.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And she says, and if if it's over, come up to room 514. We're there, you know.
Weird.
I can't say the place because it'll kind of give it away.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in
yeah,
St.
yeah.
Augustine.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah,
So,
St. Augustine.
Yeah,
Is-
and I remember the room number, but I didn't go.
You didn't go.
And instead I'm thinking, oh, okay, I got me some money so I can, eat, because the only thing that's open after like a 4-hour gig and the gig's open over at midnight at 1
Taco
o'clock is
Bell?
McDonald's was open.
Oh,
yeah.
And I got my
Waffle
little
House.
nuggets and got on 95 and rolled
Our
out.
nugget machine don't work.
But guess how much she put in my hand?
How much?
She put six $20 bills in my hand. I had $120.
Wow.
Girl, you ain't helping us to get a band.
Okay. Yeah, you
Could
did.
have gave everybody $20.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Listen.
Nobody's gonna say the obvious. here,
Everybody
man.
$20 and it was crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be good. Yeah.
Oh my God.
$20 an hour. They could have. Yeah. Some people don't make $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was scared. But I know how it feels. I know how it is. I mean, you're the front man, or you're this.
I don't even be the front man.
No, but you're the man. They're not after
James
her.
is like, but see, this is the thing. I know that if he's playing with me, the women will
That's
stick
why she keeps hiring
around.
me.
Will stick around.
It's not because I'm good, America. The truth came
They're
out.
gonna linger till the very end, and and I dig it. I have accepted it.
I mean, listen to this voice.
Oh, this is my ASMR voice.
Oh wow.
How you doing, America? You're now listening to Jai.Mal.
So, Jai.Mal,
Well,
the
this
sex
has
symbol.
been great. Please do yourself a favor. Go listen to his album, even though he thinks it's not like really
Please,
great.
it's amazing.
I don't think I'm ever gonna like anything I make. So,
And that's okay. We like it.
Yeah, I like the next thing I'm gonna make.
Okay.
That's my favorite song. The next one.
The next one?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that is, though.
No, it's usually just whatever comes out my mouth.
Gotcha.
You don't have
I'm
a
not
formula.
like what?
You don't have a formula or anything? Like,
I
no.
just turn the mic on and start saying
freestyle.
stuff. Yeah.
No, so are you? I know we get ready to wrap this up, but so you know how they say, like Biggie Smalls and Lil Wayne, they say they just tell them to turn on the beat and they go in the booth and they just start spitting.
Yeah, so that's what I started
It's the
doing. I
same.
stopped writing because I feel like writing was stopping my real thoughts, my true stuff. I was trying to,
Formulate everything.
make people think a certain way. No, if I just say what's on my heart, you're going to get it just like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
So
good.
I just say stuff, and then there it is.
So do you rap? I mean,
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
He
So
does.
that
Do all
explains
kinds
it.
of stuff. Yeah, I'm a rapper now. You see my rapper chain?
I see the Ankh. Okay,
yeah,
so
you gotta have the Ankh.
why do you like Ankh so much? That's the last question.
Actually, that started way in my past. And so what brought me outside of my normal traditional way of thinking is when I moved to Memphis and I met this chick, her family was super hotep kind of thing. And I never knew anything about that, you know, so that's what brought it into it. And so that was like my first initial way to get outside of my traditional way of thinking.
Super hotep.
Yeah, you know, stay woke, all that.
Yeah.
Alkaline queen.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, nothing wrong
you
with
gotta
that.
say a bunch of woke words, and that's what they like.
You know what?
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, it's like she was completely melanated.
Born in my Nubian queen. That's what they like.
Yeah.
Let me stop playing with y'all.
Wow.
I'm working on my stand-up, y'all.
Yeah, and apparently she made a difference because he's still onked out.
Yeah,
Right?
Right.
No,
So
she did.
Jacksonville
Nah,
punked
she's
out.
like one of the loves of my life. She knows she is.
Yeah,
So,
I had one too.
Yeah, so
Just want to breathe the air in.
yeah, you know. I mean, I don't talk to her no more. She made me mad. So,
What you think about her?
I mean, she ain't got to know all that. Jeez, why you put my business in the street? Jesus Christ.
Jai.Mal, the sex symbol.
Oh my God.
All we have to know is that don't lie to him though, because he'll know.
Glad I'm not married.
Yeah, don't lie.
No, yeah, you know I
Don't
know.
lie.
No, I know.
Well, this
I just
has been great. I really appreciate you for dropping by
Oh, yeah.
and sharing some music with us and talking to us. I can't wait to hear more.
Oh yeah.
I would love an opportunity to play with you on stage.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
and,
do
and
it.
maybe you can do some writing for me.
Hey,
Oh,
you know I don't write,
that'd
but
be dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
or,
know.
or producing. I mean,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, you know I can produce 2.5 seconds right now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm
let's
down.
chop it up after
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm heading to the studio after this. Actually,
All right.
I got a 10 to 1 a.m.
All right, cool. All right, so that'll do it for us with Jai.Mal right here on Taste Test Live. We're going to
Have a taste. Taste Test hasn't launched a full sponsor program. Our podcast is mainly funded by its hosts and listeners like you. If you like Taste Test and want us to keep the music digestion sessions going every week, click the Become a Patron link on our website at www.tastetest.live, and you too can sign up and get some exclusive bonus content, behind the scenes footage, and more supporter only content.